Welcome. If you're new here, I'm Kathy from the Delafield Quilt Company, and I love to quilt, and I show the projects I'm working on and how I made them on this channel. If you're not new here, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. It has been a long time since I've posted a quilting video. As those of you who have been following along, I did move in the fall, and I had to put together a brand new sewing room, and I'm almost done with that, and I can't wait to show you it. Few little finishing touches, but basically that's why I haven't been sewing as much as I like, is because I had to get my new space ready. So today's quilt is actually very easy. It's one that you could cut and sew and possibly quilt in one day. Very beginner friendly, and it's fat quarter friendly. This is one of those nice quilts that you could stack and whack and cut it really fast, so you can layer multiple fat quarters together and then cut them at once. I didn't do this for this one because I actually used flannels. And they could be a little more trickier, but if I had just plain quilters cotton fat quarters, I would put 3 to 4 at a time and cut them. And I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So the fabric that I'm using today is from the Highlands flannel collection of art gallery fabric. So it's very mismatched, as you can see, but I thought that would be perfect for a camper quilt. I'm actually camping right now, so you might see a little bug smoke from my little bug detector thing I have on my table here, or you might see a couple dogs around me. But that's because I'm camping, and sometimes you just got to sew where you are. But this quilt is going to be for the camper, and I thought it'd be great because it's just got those nice different plaids, and it's very colorful, and it made me happy putting this one together. But you could certainly use it with any type of fat quarter collection. You just, for this size, would need 21 fat quarters. I feel like I got a bug that just went down my shirt. The joys of camping. Well, let's get started. I'm going to show you how I made it. Now, normally I don't pre-wash my fabrics because I feel like it just is a little easier to work with when making a quilt. But since these are flannel, I did want to pre-wash them so that they would shrink a little bit. And I used just the hottest water setting I could on my washer. And then when I went to dry them, I just did it on the high heat and I let them fully dry. Now they do come out a little messy, where you do need to take a little time to clip off all the extra strings that can fray on flannel fabric. And you do need to take your time pressing them. I did, when I pressed each one of the fat quarters, I did take my time. I didn't necessarily want to drag the iron across it with too much pressure, just because I didn't want to stretch out and kind of distort the print on the fabric. These are woven flannels, so that they do have a little bit of a give. And so you just want to make sure that if you're using flannels that you're just really cautious as you're ironing them out. Now, like I said in the intro, you could do a stack and whack if you have multiple fat quarters. If I was using just regular quilters cotton, I would probably stack 3 to 4 of these fat quarters together. But since these are flannel, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to cut them and accidentally cut the lines on it so they look wonky. It's a little hard for me to explain, but I want them to look as straight as I can, and with all of the woven patterns in here, if I stack and whack them, I can't see what's underneath the previous piece, and so I'm trying to preserve the shape and the pattern of the flannels. So I am cutting each one individually. So I am going to put a help guide for this quilt on our website at www.delafieldquiltco.com. Because I'm thinking that it might be helpful if you plan on making this quilt, just to have the cuts on a piece of paper that you could either look on as a PDF or print out, just so you have it, because it can be a little hard just to. So check that out if you haven't. Visit our website. We have a lot of free resources on there too. It might just be worth a look. Now the cutting of this is pretty simple. There's basically 3 sets of cuts that we're going to do. The first set, we're going to cut a 7-inch strip and a 10-inch strip. Typically your fat quarter is going to be 18 by 21, sometimes they're 18 by 22, but you just need to cut 7 by the 21 and then 10 inches by 21. You should have like an inch left over that's just salvage. And then the second set of cuts is going to be taking your 7-inch strip, and you're going to cut that into 2 10-inch strips, and then you just discard that extra 1 inch on the end, or save it for another little scrappy project. And then for the 10-inch strip, you're going to cut first an 11-inch piece. You're going to have 10 by 11 inches. And then the second cut is going to be a 9-inch piece, and that'll end up being 9 by 10 inch. And then again, you're going to have that 1 inch left over that you can discard or save for something else. And then our third and final set of cuts is to take that 10 by 11 inch piece and cut that into two the long way. So you have two 5-inch by 11-inch pieces. And then take the 9 by 10 inch, you're going to cut that in the middle again so that you have two 4.5-inch by 10-inch rectangles. So when you're done cutting these, what you should essentially have from each fat quarter is two 7-inch by 10-inch rectangles, two 5-inch by 11-inch rectangles, and two 4.5-inch by 10-inch rectangles. So before I sew these, I'm going to then take my piles and I'm going to sort them into two different sets. And you should have an even number between both piles, so they should be equal. Okay, now that I've got my piles done, I basically want to have two different sets of piles. On the first set, I'm going to have that 7-inch by 10-inch rectangle on the left side and the 4.5-inch by 10-inch rectangle on the right side. And then that 5-inch by 11-inch rectangle is going to be on the bottom. And then for the second set, it's just going to be flipped on that top row. The 4.5-inch by 10-inch rectangle is going to be on the left, and then the 7-inch by 10-inch rectangle is going to be on the right. And again, the 5 by 11-inch rectangle is going to be on the bottom. And now I'm just going to take a little time to kind of reorganize them. So I've got them, each of these piles basically goes in the same order already. I want to basically take a few from one top, then take a different number from the next pile, and then a different number. By doing that, I'm just kind of mixing up the piles. So when I go to my sewing machine, I don't have to worry about sorting them at that time. So again, I'm just mixing them up a little bit. When I start to pull it to sew them together, they should be pretty mixed up so you're not sewing a like fabric by a like fabric. And then to sew this, it is super easy. If you keep your piles together, you basically can start by taking one pile to your sewing machine. So the 7-inch by 10-inch rectangle sewn to the 4.5-inch by 10-inch rectangle. And you're just going to keep going through your whole first row of both of your piles. And then you're just going to press the seams to one side, or you can press them open, whatever your preference is. And then you're going to just keep your piles together, and then you're going to go back and sew the 5 by 11-inch rectangles to the bottom of each of those pieces. So when you're done, you should have a total of 42 blocks. And those blocks should measure unfinished 10.5 inches by 14 inches. So it's more of a rectangle that you've created for your block. And once you have them all sewn, then you can just put them together. For my example, I did 6 rows, but I had 7 blocks in each row. So I hope that you liked this video. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. And I hope that you someday will visit our little quilt shop, DelafieldQuiltCo.com. All right, have a wonderful day.